Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-October 2023 reading for the zodiac sign of Pisces. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. So let's go ahead and get into it. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close the last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take a general look at what's coming for October, the remainder of October, I should say. Column number 3 is going to be money. We're also going to do a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We'll also do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you, Pisces. But let's go ahead again, get into it. So back to column number 1, what's wrapping up and coming to a close. So we have a summary affirmation card here of patterns. It's interesting when we see patterns, this goes one of two ways. There are some patterns and habits that we have that are not serving us very well, or we have created some new patterns and habits that are serving us really well. So, which one is it for you, Pisces? Let's take a look and see. Okay. So I actually think the majority of you are on the right side of this. It looks like there are some new patterns, some new habits, some new consistency here that seems to be serving you well. But starting off, we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very bold. This is very powerful. These changes, these habits, these patterns are really meaningful. Again, these are bold, these are powerful things that we're doing. There also could be some courage that it took to get going, to start to build these habits. The King of Wands is very much so a courage card as well. But again, they're bold and they're powerful. The next card that we have is the Page of Cups. This is very studious, very hardworking. So I see you working hard on this, really putting in the time, the effort, the energy to build this habit, to build this pattern. At the bottom here, we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, this is about being confident, being assured. I feel like you know that if you do X, Y, Z, you are going to get the result that you want. So it's very precise. Again, you know exactly what you need to do to get where you want to go. Taking a look at our clarifiers, first up we have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords, I feel like there could be some physical ailments potentially that we're overcoming sometimes with the Three of Swords. This could be like a surgery or an illness, so I feel like again we kind of powered through this. We had the courage to keep going. I just feel like this is something that's making it a little bit harder. This could even be like a broken heart potentially that's making it a little bit harder. But I do see something in the Three of Swords that's potentially making this more challenging. But again, you've already kind of overcome it and you're continuing to push forward regardless. The next card that we have is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a very curious card. It can be kind of like a card of gossip or drama. I feel like somebody maybe kind of challenged you or said, oh, that wouldn't be how I would do it. But again, you already know here, Pisces, you need to do X, Y, Z to get where you're going, right? We've already established that that's very clear cut for you. But I could see somebody kind of like gossiping about it or like trying to, I don't know if they're trying to make you feel bad, but, oh, you should try this instead. But again, I feel like you already know what you need to do here. At the bottom, we have the Seven of Wands. So it's kind of tying into that gossip card. It's like having to defend what you're doing. There could be competition there. But again, I feel like somebody's like, well, you should do what you should do. Perhaps that's what's driving some of the low feelings too. That's the thing we're overcoming. But nonetheless, I feel like you have a clean plan. You've been putting a lot of time and effort into these. Again, this is bold, this is powerful, and you know it's going to give you the result that you want. So don't let any other chatter or anything else shake you. Again, you know what you need to do. So it doesn't matter what somebody else is telling you you should or could be doing. Moving on now, let's take a look at our next column, which is just general, what's coming for the remainder of October. We have the moderation card. If you've watched my videos before, you've probably heard me say this before. Moderation is the key. So drink in moderation, sleep in moderation, work in moderation, eat ice cream in moderation. Moderation really helps keep that balance. Spend money in moderation. But let's take a look and see what we got going on for the remainder of this month. First up, we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a card of speed, action, quick change. So the end of this month is going to be over before you know it, Pisces, truthfully. I feel like this is like rapid fire. Things are going to be happening so fast. So just kind of buckle up and be ready for that. I don't think there's anything that you can do to slow it down. I just see things coming quick. The next card that we have is the Emperor. The Emperor is like a parenting card, so do keep that in mind. Try, if you have children especially, make sure that moderation's there. Don't go work 70 hours a week, because then you're really kind of losing the family time. Moderation. I do think some of you are in a leadership role too, because the Emperor is a leadership card. So it's like you feel like the expectations of you are potentially higher. But definitely keep moderation in mind for family matters and leadership. Don't be working too much is kind of the moral of that altogether, honestly. At the bottom here, we have the Nine of Cups. I love this. The Nine of Cups is a good health card. So for those of you potentially that weren't feeling good in those last few weeks that we touched on, this is a great card for you. This is also wishes coming true, though. It has a literal meaning of wishes coming true. So it's interesting. I don't know. I'm going to throw out a couple things here. Perhaps your goal is to spend more time with your family. Moderation's going to do that, and you're going to get your wish. Perhaps you want to lose weight. So again, eating that ice cream in moderation is going to help you bring this goal to reality. Potentially you want to buy a house. Saving, so spending money in moderation, again, is going to help this wish come true. So moderation is what's driving this dream come true at the bottom. Looking at our clarifiers, first up we have the Page of Pentacles. This is kind of a patient card. Again, I don't know if there's anything you can do to stop this. You can't make things go any slower than they're going to be going. It's just going to be a busy, quick next few weeks. So I don't know that patience is the right word, but kind of just ride it out here, Pisces. The next card that we have is the Two of Swords. This is a card of having to make a decision. It could be compromise too. Again, maybe it feels like compromise because you're used to working 80 hours a week and you need to cut back. Or it feels like compromise because we want to eat the ice cream, but that's not what's getting us to our goal. So I feel like we need to make decisions here. And yes, they could feel like compromise. But remember at the bottom we have the Nine of Cups, which is wishes coming true. So make the compromises, do the moderation so we can get to this goal, to get to this thing that we want. At the bottom here, we have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords, I do feel like you're kind of sitting at a low spot before you feel like you get there. So again, you're feeling like, oh, dang, I didn't, I haven't lost the weight, I've hit a plateau, but then things break loose and you hit the goal weight. Or maybe something popped up that you had to spend money on and then you didn't exactly hit the savings goal you added a month later. So again, I feel like it kind of stalls out, or it feels like it hits a low point before it fully comes to fruition there. But again, wishes coming true, so that's what's important there. Moving on, let's take a look now at our next column, which is anything related to money. Quick money message: love and happiness can coexist with wealth. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to money, career, job, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money. First up, we have the Hangman. The Hangman can be kind of a stagnant card. Don't feel like they're making a ton of progress right now this month. The nice thing about the Hangman, though, is it's a card of wisdom. So I feel like you're going to be getting information. You could feel like you're kind of hanging there by your foot right now in this moment, Pisces. The next card that we have is the Two of Wands. This is a card of waiting that kind of plays, unfortunately, well into being stagnant. It's like we're waiting for something. We're hanging here by our foot. The nice thing, again, this is a wisdom card. The Two of Wands can also be a travel card. Potentially there could be some work travel coming your way as well. At the bottom we have the Page of Swords. So this can be the gossipy drama card again that we were talking about before. So be careful of the work drama, be careful of the water cooler talk. But this is also truth coming out. So again, we're waiting for information, we're hanging here by our foot, but we have two cards saying information's coming. So even if you're feeling stagnant this month, I think you're going to get the information you need to be able to move forward. Looking at our clarifiers, first up we have the Page of Wands. This is very active. So I do seeing you being able to, by the end of the month, being able to take action. So that's great to see. So the Page of Wands, this is active, new project, creative idea. So again, you have the information you need to take action. The next card that we have is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is a card of going through a necessary transition. It could be physically moving or relocating. I do feel like there could be some work travel. Maybe it's even as far as relocating for work. Whatever it is, though, I feel like it's necessary. And even if it's just the waiting we're referring to here and no travel or moving, it's like necessary. So things are like having to get in line. Things are having to get in order before we can take action. So the waiting and or travel is necessary. At the bottom here, we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a card of working really hard. It's being studious. I feel like you need to keep working even as the rest of this information works out. So again, I know you're feeling kind of stagnant, feeling kind of stuck. Find something to be keeping yourself busy with as all of these other things get into order. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to love. So a quick love message for you. It says, time, you are trying too hard, give it time. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to love, family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, whatever you associate with love here, Pisces. First up, we have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords, I feel like there's something happening here. This is theft, betrayal, dishonesty. This is you gathering up your swords and wanting to run away. It's interesting because I don't know that you know something's happening, but you know something's happening, if that makes sense. I feel like these are all sharp words, so I don't love it. But again, it's kind of that theft, dishonesty, betrayal. Again, you don't fully know what's happening. We have the Moon card, which is kind of like illusion or delusion or not having all the information. It's kind of the unseen. I think you'll get clarity on it this month. But it's like you suspect something's happening, but we don't fully see the details. At the bottom here, we have the Page of Wands. This is like taking action though, so I feel like we're going to take action to confront this or mitigate this. Let's see what clarifiers we have here, Pisces. So first up we have the Ace of Cups. This is a really good relationship card. Anytime we have an ace card, it's a card of newness. This is new baby, relationship, proposal, marriage. This is interesting. So I do feel like we could be moving on from kind of our questionable relationship here, Pisces, onto something new, honestly. Like I said, there's something that's not right here. This is you wanting to move away from the relationship. There's some sort of theft, betrayal, dishonesty. Even if you don't fully know it, see it, confirm it, like in your gut, you know something's not right. So I feel like we're taking a step to this new relationship. This could be family, friends, loved ones, actual like boyfriend, girlfriend type relationship. The next card that we have is the Knight of Cups, another really, really good relationship card. This is like knight in shining armor, prince or princess charming, very romantic, very proposal-like. Again, I feel like we're just going to make the choice. We're voluntarily changing to move on to something new. I feel like your instinct is to move on because of the theft, the betrayal, the dishonesty, even if you don't know the details. But I like what's coming on the other side here. At the bottom here, we have the Hierophant as well. This is traditional, conventional, expectations, conformity. We just need to move on to something new. We need to move on from what there is at this point. Kind of move out of that that kind of relationship we've been conforming into. Okay, now let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the summary affirmation card of stretch. So stretch is another one of those pretty literal cards. It means we need to reach a little further, push a little harder to get to this goal, to this thing that we want. It's stretch. It's that little extra reach, right? Okay. Looking at our clarifiers, first up we have the Seven of Wands. This does seem to be another kind of continuation of our love column, so let's run with that. But with the Seven of Wands, this is a card of self-defense. This is protecting ourselves against competition. Again, there was some sort of theft, betrayal, dishonesty. We're just tired of protecting ourselves. We're tired of competing here. We do move into this new relationship. We have the Ace of Cups coming up again. This is, again, new baby, relationship, proposal, marriage, some sort of new relationship, it seems. And the nice thing about this, we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card of keeping and maintaining boundaries. So this gives us an opportunity to reset boundaries so we don't find ourselves in this kind of unhappy situation that we might have been in. Let's take a look at our clarifiers. First up, we have the Death card. The Death card does not mean death. I always like to throw that out there. But it is big changes. It's endings. It specifically says it's time to move on. It's time to transform. So again, I feel like we're moving away from that relationship that we constantly are having to defend ourselves, feel like there's competition, there's betrayal, whatever those issues may be. The Chariot, this is the Vroom Vroom card. It means action, change. We're on a journey, things are in motion. So again, I feel like this new relationship is already in motion or will be in motion very quickly here. At the bottom, we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups can be a non-committal card, so just be aware of that. But I think it's because of what we're coming off of here, Pisces, that we're now feeling a little non-committal. So just be aware of that but we do have the Nine of Wands. Again, this is an opportunity to reset boundaries, get realigned, and be clear on what we want. So once we feel like we have good boundaries and they're being respected, the commitment piece will kind of come along with it. Okay, at this time I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. Question number 1, we have the Six of Hearts. This is number 3 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2, we have the Four of Hearts. This is number 17 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 3, we have the Queen of Diamonds, number 12 card. That's also a yes. So, woohoo, yeses across the board there, Pisces. If you watched our video earlier this month, we did pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you throughout the month of October. You have turquoise this month, which is good for self-responsibility, helps you forge your own destiny. It also helps with saying no when you need it. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Your Healing Note says, endurance is one of the most difficult disciplines, but victory comes to those who endure. Thank you so much, Pisces, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Pisces, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your October.